Hello and welcome to the Fossil Huntress Podcast. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Today on the show, I wanted to welcome you to Season 7. So this is our 91st episode. And we've had 16,000 or something listens in 84 countries. So hello wherever you are. And thank you for listening in English. I have the blog Archaea able to translate into any language, but not yet the podcast, but it's coming. And it's been a big year, so we've had a busy spring and a busy summer. Years ago, when I started the Archaea blog, I was writing it for my mom, mostly. I wasn't expecting anyone to read it. And then when COVID hit, I started the podcast just as a way to connect and say hello. And that started getting a following, and you guys started asking great questions that I would attempt to answer as best I can. Apologies for the mishaps and mistakes that are embedded forever in my permanent record. And then I got a reach out from TELUS, from StoryHive TELUS, to enter this podcast competition, and I was thrilled. So I thought, they've reached out to me. I'm going to win. And I told my mom that they'd reached out, and I was super flattered. And then they made the announcement, and I didn't win. Poor me. So last year, they did another reach out saying, hey, we've got this StoryHive Voices television show competition. You should apply. And of course, I have very little television experience, but I applied my little heart out thinking, okay, I'm on to you. I know I'm not going to win, but I'm going to play to win, and I'm going to enter it with all my little heart. And so I did, and lo and behold, I did win, which is remarkable. There's many, many beautiful humans who were much more worthy than me, but I was doubly blessed that they chose my story, which was BC's Fossil Bounty. And I imagined it comes with a $10,000 grant to put into the film, so I mapped out that budget, and I was thinking I would fly all over the province and get a camera and a film crew and do all sorts of magic. But realistically, Season 1, which is what I've been working on the last few months, Season 1 is a series of wonderful interviews with all my favorite people. Not all my favorite people, a selection of my favorite people, so that we could have their story down on record. So it's an interview style, Season 1, interspersed with photos. And I've pitched for a Season 2 where I do plan to go into the field. So that's what I've been working on for the most part, as well as writing. And I did a wonderful trip. I don't know if you're on Instagram, but if you go to The Fossil Huntress, I also have I have just plain Fossil Huntress as an account, but I can't remember my login. Don't tell anyone. But I posted the photos, just beautiful Eocene exposures with lovely dips and wonderful fossil crabs, the ranonid crabs, and orcas and eagles and beautiful flora and fauna and hiking. It was just glorious. So that's what I've been up to. And planning out the rest of the fossil talks and field trips for the VIPS, for the Vancouver Island Paleo Society. So if you want to listen to those free Zoom talks with more of my favorite people, this year in Feb, we had Dana Stoff on cephalopods, or the new dinosaurs, so the sexy cephies. And of course, we put Kirk Johnson's podcast on the Fossil Huntress podcast, and he was talking about some supremely awesome Canadian fossils. We had John Paul Zonenveld talk about the Permian-Triassic mass extinction and then the recovery from that. Also very interesting, and I think he's currently up in Williston Lake for his, 22nd field season year collecting fossils. We had Russell Shapiro talking about stromatolites and methane seeps and metamorphosed fossils on Mars. And I don't want to be a spoiler, but we have not found fossils on Mars, but looking at our deep sea vents and looking at the rock and the fossils we find there gives us an indication of looking for water. And if we were going to find extraterrestrial fossils, what we'd look for. So that was pretty cool. And then we had Dan Bowen, the chair of the Vancouver Island Paleo Society, give a talk on Mary Anning struck by lightning. That was on Father's Day, which was pretty epic. That talk was so good, I'm going to ask him to host it again so that more can enjoy it, because Father's Day is kind of a tricky day. Anyway, that's kind of been the year so far. I've got some field trips planned again to the West Coast and up to the East Kootenay region, and I'll share those with you. We won't be doing talks in the summer just because summer is field season time and we want to be out and about. But as we're able to, I'll share the talks on the Archaea YouTube channel so you can watch them. And those talks at literally fossiltalksandfieldtrips.com are all free. You don't have to register. You don't have to be let into the room. You just go to the URL on the date and time and you will magically be let in for those bits of yummy goodness. So I think that's all for me. I'll leave it there. If you have wonderful fossils to share, please share them on the Fossil Hunters Facebook page, or you can reach out directly for IDs at the Fossil Huntress Facebook page. And I will talk to you guys all soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.